くぞ
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and as usual, right after I upload a video, Netmarble decides to drop some crazy information about the next update, which we are going to be getting tomorrow, regarding the BS Finders. Returning banners for all these characters, including BS Kryzalid, which is pretty awesome for a lot of players. A lot of players really want these characters. They're prominent figures in the KOF franchise, so I'm actually really happy to see that. But I gotta say, this update is like one of those things where I think a lot of players are going to be very, very excited and very happy because they love these characters. They love the KOF originals, especially these guys getting some buffs. I think there's going to be some players that are going to be like, man, you know, some of these characters are already godly as it is. Do they really need a buff? And then some other players are going to be questioning the characters that are actually getting buffed. We'll talk about that later on in the video. I don't want to put a sour taste in anyone's mouth. I'm actually really excited about this for the most part. So let's go ahead and bring up the forum here and let's see what's being done here. So we're going to have a returning banner for all these guys tomorrow. There's going to be two separate banners, Igniz and Zero, and then there's going to be another banner for Kryzalid and Geese. One banner here, one banner here. So just keep that in mind. You're going to have two separate banners for these guys. I really doubt they're going to put them all in one banner. If they did, that would be insanely good. That would be awesome, but I don't think they will. I think they're going to have them in two separate banners. And then we get to see what's being done to BS Igniz. Now, currently on BS Igniz, his PvP exclusive here lasts for 4 seconds. Well, now it's going to last for 5 seconds. It lasts an extra second. This actually removes active skill. So for PvP, this is going to be pretty damn godly, especially on a character that has a grab skill. Like if your opponent can't use their skills, right? If they can't use their hyper armor, they can't use their, first, second, third skill, whatever. Igniz can grab a hold of them. If they don't dodge properly, he can grab a hold of them. And they're going to be pretty freaking screwed, especially with a character like that, because he can sit there and lower his cooldowns by doing all of his basic attacks over and over and over. I mean, it's honestly, it might not seem like much, but 1 extra second in PvP is plenty of time for him to capitalize and get the win. He's already godly there to begin with. And then in the second skill, he's getting another PvP exclusive, that gives a, when hit on target including guard, the target's power gauge is decreased by 20%. Before it was by 10%. So this is going to make it harder for people to gain their PG on him if he lands this skill on them, which is actually making him a whole lot better for PvE. So, I mean, you get two PvP exclusive skills here that for all the PvP players that love Igniz, they're gonna be pretty happy with that. I mean, it's powerful stuff, guys. It really is. And then we have the core here, which is getting some love. This core is actually quite powerful. So what they've done is they've added a little synergy core effect, similar to what Kyo and Shizuru, characters like that have, Mei and Lady Chang. Here, if an S fighter is on your team, your active skill damage is increased by 50%. So your first and second and third skill are all getting an increase in damage by 50%. Igniz is getting an increase in damage by 50%, guys, with a Nest fighter on the damn team. And I don't know if any of you know this right now. I'm sure plenty of you already do. But if you take a look at Igniz's relation effects, like if you take a look at his link effects, I mean, he is a Nest fighter. Look who is in here. Nest fighter, decreased skill cooldown, increased attack. Nest fighter, increased skill cooldown, decreased cooldown by 1 attack, or increased attack by 10%, decreased skill cooldown, PG rate, blah, blah, blah. These two characters you get for free through the Epic Quest, right? You get this character in the game. You get this character in the game, right? If you got Nightmare Geese, I mean, look at this. Like, you're going to have, well, Nightmare Geese isn't a Nest fighter, never mind. But BS Kryzalid is, Igniz is, Kyo is, like, all these characters are Nest fighters. So he's going to get that increased active skill damage by 50% if any of those characters are on the team, not to mention the link effect that's added on to it. It's damn powerful, guys. Very, very strong. And then we go down to BS Zero. Now, BS Zero, they gave him a little bit less love. They just gave him the same thing as Igniz. But again, guys, this increased damage by 50%, that's a lot. That is a lot. I mean, I know it might not seem like much to some people, but that's actually quite strong. That is really, really powerful. And then BS Kryzalid. So BS Kryzalid's first skill, he's getting an extra penetration increase by 1,500. It was at 1,000. That's going to make him a lot stronger, man. It's pretty much lowering the defenses of your opponent. which means he's going to land more damage. So that's a good PvE thing right there, and actually really good for PvE as well. And then you have the core, right? One of his cores, and this is powerful as hell. So right now he gets if attacking a target with Darkness and Starlight debuff, then all enemies with it will be hit with damage equal to 80% of attack damage. Well, now it's 120%. So they jumped it from 80% to 120%. 40% jump. That's strong. And then the PvP exclusive, when hit, the attacking enemy will not be able to use active skills for the next 5 seconds. So for those of you that have been facing BS Kryzalid and PvP, you know what I'm talking about here. Whenever you attack him, you actually can't use your skills for 3 seconds. Well, now it's going to be 5 seconds, which is godly, guys. I mean, that's freaking strong. I mean, it's just, this is one of those super, super annoying things, because once your active skills are gone, you've got to dodge. You have no choice but to dodge, and these characters can cancel, especially a character like Kryzalid, can cancel the skill so fast. He can catch you right as you're rolling out of your dodge, so I don't know, pretty powerful. And then we get into the next core, which they just added this here: when successfully hitting targets with Darkness or Starlight debuff, then active skill cooldown is decreased by 0.5 seconds. Now that doesn't seem like a whole lot, but those of you that have played with, characters like Leona, characters like BS Igniz, Dizzy, I mean, Dizzy got decreased skill cooldown by 1 second, but a lot of these characters, that 0.5 seconds adds up very, very quickly, man. Big time. It's going to allow this character to go through his skills much faster. You're going to be able to use his hyper armor much more often. It's just, it doesn't seem like much, but honestly, this little change here, along with the increased attack of 120% up here, it's going to be pretty big for Kryzalid. It's going to be pretty big. And then we got Geese. Now, Geese is one that I was super interested in because, I mean, he's one of my favorite characters. And on his first skill, Repukin, they actually added when successfully hit, the target has increased received damage by 25% for 7 seconds. That is very, very strong. That's a huge damage buff. So I'm really, really happy to see that. And that's on the skill that actually deals lightning or deals shock. And then on his core, his active skill damage dealt target with lightning or darkness debuff is increased by 50%. Now it's up to 100%. So they jumped it up another 50%. So another large damage buff for Nightmare Geese. I mean, really, when it comes to Geese, the thing that concerns me the most is the fact that you can't cancel his third skill. He doesn't work that well when it comes to spamming his skills, because you just can't cancel out that third skill very fast. That's something they really should address with him. But another one of his core effects, whenever he does his second skill, his blast skill cooldowns resets at a 50% chance. And it's on a 20-second cooldown. So what they've done is they gave it a 70% chance, right? A lot of times when people play with Nightmare Geese, they'll start with the first skill or the third skill, whichever it may be, and then they'll use their second skill, right? A lot of times you'll just use your first skill, then use your third skill, apply a little darkness and shock, and then use your second skill to reset the first and third skill. Well, right now you currently only have a 50% chance. Now, after the rework, it's going to be a 70% chance. So the chances of him proccing that blast skill reset is actually going to be much higher, and it's only on a 10-second cooldown. So this is going to make him better for PvE, and it's also going to make him better for PvE. So, I mean, lots of damage buffs. There's a lot of good things going on here. Then they got these packs right here. Nothing really major. So let's get into some other little good news here, and that is this right here, guys. So they have added a global $20 million download celebration. I wish I had $20 million. But in this, we're going to be able to get some free rubies through a login event. These are going to be on a time limit. So you're going to want to use these rubies before they actually run out. Now, if you're a brand new player, I would highly advise you guys going for the cards for these characters, because the original versions of these characters, if they have their 3 PGs, they're so much better, especially Original Zero, and really, honestly, even Original Igniz, man. Their stocks go up so much. And well, honestly, Geese 14, I mean, when he has his 3 PG, I mean, he's just so much better. Kryzalid having his 3 PG for the regular version is really just better for PvP. But it is nice they are giving us 7,000 rubies. That's actually pretty damn sweet. And then they got a coupon code here for you. Guys, I've already clicked on this, and I've actually went through here. Currently, right now, at the time of the recording of this video, I don't see the coupon code anywhere. I might have missed it, but when I do have it, I will let you guys know what it is. I'll give you all the information about it. And then we have a nice little login event where we can actually get a set card, which is pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool that we can get a platinum set card. We're going to be able to get some gold hammers through this carnival event. And this is a winter holiday event, so it says, complete the contents for the winter holiday celebration memory. So you're going to be using your memories. So you're going to try to get as many memories as you can, so that way you can finish this entire carnival to get to the main reward. And then we scroll down, and that's about it, guys. So, we got about 7,000 ruby login event. We got a new carnival where we got to use our memories. And then we got these gods here actually getting reworked and revamped. So it's pretty awesome stuff. It really is. It's a really exciting time for a lot of KOF original players. And what I mean by that is players that just have always loved the original KOF characters, right? But honestly, like in my humble opinion, Igniz and Zero, they really don't need no buffs. They really don't, in my opinion. They're already godly to begin with. But if you can make an argument, if you want them to compare to maybe some of the Guilty Gear characters, I guess then there's an argument to be made. But I definitely wouldn't argue that Kryzalid here and Nightmare Geese deserve it. Well, really, they all deserve it. But I think that Nightmare Geese and Kryzalid really, they've kind of fallen down quite a bit. And really, these buffs are actually pretty godly for them. Now, I want to address the elephant in the room when it regards these buffs for these characters. Why is it that Igniz, Kryzalid, Nightmare Geese, and Zero are getting buffs, but this guy and this guy are not? Now, this is where I got a bit of a sour taste in my mouth regarding this. Why is it the original first BS characters aren't getting the buffs first? Why are they giving the buffs to these characters first? Maybe because a story mode for Nest Saga will be coming out in the game sometime in the future. Maybe that's why they're doing it. I'm not really sure, but it does kind of upset me a little bit because, you guys know how I feel about Rugal. And honestly, there's a lot of BS Orochi fans out there too. I mean, this is the epitome of godhood in the KOF franchise. And it's just really surprising to me that these characters that were released a year ago, guys, almost 1 year ago, the other ones are getting buffs first. I think that's really, really strange. But I am happy about it. I mean, I love Igniz, man. He's one of my favorites. I mean, Nightmare Geese is... he's up there for me. He's one of my top dogs. And these other characters are awesome as well. I mean, it's just strange to me that the original BS characters don't get the buffs first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all 4 of these characters and I'm going to record some gameplay with them to see what kind of damage they have right now. Because right now I have Geese at 5-star, I have Kryzalid at 5-star, I have Igniz at 3-star, and on my free-to-play account, I actually got Zero at 3-star. I know that's crazy, isn't it? I have all of the 3 PGs already, so I can test all these characters right now and see how much damage they have currently in the game, and then compare it to after the buffs happen to show you guys the actual differences in the damage between all these characters and PvE. So let me know how you're all feeling about these buffs for these characters. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.